Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Building Kashyyyk here on the SW Bricks and Figs channel. I hope you guys are excited for the return of the weekly series here on my channel. This is the series where I'm basically recreating the Jedi Fallen Order base that we see on Kashyyyk from one of the missions midway through that awesome game. I really can't wait to show you my progress this week. We really had a good time. I think there's some really good progress in this episode and I think we're going to get some fun stuff done. So stay tuned throughout the whole video to see all the different time lapses and jumps in progress that we do throughout the week as I talk through what we're going to be working on in the future episodes as well and sort of show you all the progress that we get done. If you're excited, make sure to leave a like on the video and of course smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on this series. As always, my members do in fact get early videos including these Kashyyyk episodes every single week, so make sure you hit that join button if you're interested in finding out more about my membership program and supporting me to a further level. You guys really do help to make this channel possible. On the topic of people supporting the channel, I want to say a huge thank you to all the people who've donated on the recent live streams over the last couple of weeks. We have Melesi Studios, Planet Tech, Monarch, and a couple of donations from Star Wars Studs as well. So huge thank you to those people who are supporting me via the donations on my live streams. If you want to come along to the live streams, they are around about once a week here on the channel. I don't just specifically work on Kashyyyk on those streams, I build different sets, do some decaling sometimes, as well as many other fun things, so definitely come along to them and have a chat with me. But with that being said, and all that out of the way, let's head into this week's episode. Okay, so we're going to start this week off with yet more filler. I'm not going to drag this out too long, but we're going to try and get this entire second base plate at least mostly finished off. Okay, and now we have that sort of main section raised up. Now you can see we're still going with the staggered effect that we've been going for with that other base plate right there. Obviously it'll be merged in and look a lot more natural, but we do have one problem right here. This level right here is slightly off, so we're going to have to go ahead and fix that in a second. You can see we're just one brick too short or too high on this left hand side, but that's fine because I'm running low on brown bricks anyway, so we're going to have to remove some of those and it's going to work out perfectly to fit in with the wall where this is, just to go up to the hallway. So let's get started with that and then we'll cut back in and work on some more stuff in a bit. So now we've got it raised up. You can see it kind of looks a little bit blocky, but I like the way it looks. I think it fits pretty well. It looks like the base is actually inset into the land, which is pretty cool. And you can see this is basically the area we're going to have to raise up to the hallway, and then the brown section is where the actual terrain and stuff like that's going to go. But yeah, we're out of brown bricks now, so we've got that entire chunk we can't do now, but we've managed to get this chunk in, which is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with the way that's looking right now. So now that's all level, we now start to work on the wall. So we're going to actually change a few things about what we've got already in here. We're laying down some plates, making everything even. Obviously with the staggered effect of the ground, we had to change a few things about the details and designs of the wall. We're going to actually have this sort of like cross pattern piece up here on this side, just so we can work out how high we need to raise up the rest of the section, just so it's nice and even. I'm actually using masonry bricks here, these 1x2s that I'm adding in here, and then I'm going ahead with some filler brick in behind that, and then I'll start to work on the different patterns that I want to work in to this area here. So we're laying up some more plates here, and then we're going to go ahead and move a few things around and work out what we want to go where. So basically next up, we're moving these pieces back over here. We're going to have some slopes in the middle just to add some more different varieties and a few different things in here to change things up, and then we're going to add in a few more of these pieces as we go along at different intervals as I've sort of set them out compared to what they were on the first base plate. Now with these in here, I actually wanted to add a small archway here to make a hallway. I think this would be pretty cool to have a small subsection here, which will be looking good. And yeah, basically I lined this area up so that we would have a split right here. So this is a 6 stud section of the wall that I need to design some sort of design for, but it needs to be sort of splitting in half in the middle. So we couldn't use one of those cross-section pieces just purely because they can't split in half and sort of separate where the base plates are. But you can see now we have a full wall in all the way down, and this is looking pretty good, at least a prototype for it, or how it's going to look in the future. And like I said, I need to get more of those cross panel pieces to be able to go in a few more of the gaps, and you can see this is basically what we're going to do here, a small hallway or something like that in here. We're going to work some things out and get some sort of things put in place, and I think this is going to look pretty good, and you can see we're getting pretty close to the level now we need to be at, and I think this wall is going to turn out really nicely. Okay, so now comes the time where I've got to recreate this hallway but on this side. So basically what I'm going to do is flip this. Obviously there won't be the prison cells and stuff like that along this side, but yeah, there'll be sort of like a wall. This is currently 9 studs wide right here, and then this is obviously 9 studs wide, but I want to have an extra bit on the outside, so I'm probably going to go out by 1 and make this 10 studs wide. So basically all I'll have to do is one of these bricks here, this last brick probably will have to just be one of the ones that stick out like that, so that'll be absolutely fine. And then basically we can replicate the whole hallway pattern across onto this side. So if you picture this, the hallway will be double the size, so we'll have 2 more rows of grills, then we'll have this weird line of different patterns here, and then we'll have some more tiles, and then it'll go right up to the edge, which will have some windows sort of similar to what we've got over there on the sort of like Death Star hallway kind of vibes over there with like the sort of triangular windows. We're going to have the same sort of thing over here on this side. Obviously still got to get that placed in place there, but we're going to currently work on some of these closer bits, get these all ironed out, work out what pieces I need to order and stuff like that, and then we can start to work on some of the further stuff down there. But yeah, you can see basically I'm really happy with that pattern we're going for. I actually sort of just had a thought that I might make this area here an entrance into this hallway. So if I had like this, a hallway here that goes down to there and then opens up here, it kind of looked like it would go all the way along to the end there, which would be kind of cool. I'll put like a door over here as well, so it looks like it carries on further down. I think that might be quite cool if it comes out onto the terrain here. That might look pretty sick. So definitely let me know what you think of that. I might start working on that this week, I might not, but we'll have to see. But yeah, pretty happy with what we've done so far, but it's time to start working on replicating this hallway over to here. So at this point I realised I had to do dark bluish grey all along the outside because this was going to be the bit that you could see. So I had to rip apart a bit of this to fix this. This stopped the progress a little bit, but we'll get back to it now. Okay, and that is the finished hallway right there. You can see it might be a bit offset and stuff because I've just got it balanced up on these big sort of panel pieces just so you can get a good look at how it looks completely finished. It is quite wide. That is one thing I'm a bit apprehensive of, but I think it looks good. Some people were saying it was too skinny when they only saw half of it, obviously imagining they were doubling it, and they were saying it was too skinny, so I was going to sort of have only like 2 rows of these in the middle, so it'd be quite a lot smaller here, but I decided to go with the full width of the hallway, and I think it looks really good. I do think it looks great. I'm glad I went for this sort of width. I'm glad I went for the exact sort of replica on this side, and I do think it's going to be a nice wide hallway. We do see some quite wide hallways in Fallen Order and stuff like that, especially in the Kashyyyk base, so I think it fits pretty well, and I'm really glad we've got this sort of nice look at the prison cells now. We have the sort of red piping up here, which I think looks cool. Obviously not crazy details in here because obviously you won't be able to see this very well. There'll be these big windows here, so you won't be able to see in too well this way, and then will be able to see in this way, but obviously by the time you get down here or even further onto the next base plate, you won't be able to see too much. So yeah, pretty happy with this. But we obviously have the Wookiees in the prison cells, we have the sort of slope, and then it comes out above onto this platform here. There'll be lights in all of this, and then there's Wookiees in here as well. This prison cell is actually open because I will be having some Wookiees sort of being escorted in and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a good look at how wide the hallway will be. I really like it. I think it's looking pretty good, and obviously yeah, it's pretty much the exact replica of the other side right there. So yeah, let me know if there's any other details you'd like to see in here, but I think it's looking pretty good. But yeah, let's move over to the mock and have a look at it, and we'll be able to see this way and see the entire thing and sort of how this will look, and then how we'll be able to sort of work it onto the next base plates as we go. Okay, so there's a good look at how this is looking in the actual mock. It's kind of fixed in here, but I mean very basically, because I will have to remove it probably about a ton of times to get this wall built in. It's kind of sagging in the middle because obviously there's nothing supporting it there, but yeah, this fixed on both ends, and you can kind of see how wide the hallway is. It's kind of looking a bit wide, but I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's a really nice wide hallway, and you'll be able to sit up here and sort of like look out across the mock, and I definitely think I had tons of space, so I thought why not add a nice wide hallway in here, and I think it looks pretty sweet right there. So you can kind of see more things about what I've been talking about over the last few weeks and months and stuff like that when I've been planning this out. I don't know how well I've been able to describe stuff, but I think it's looking pretty good up here. Obviously we'll have to raise it up from these studs here. We'll come up and over like this, and we'll have lights just sort of resting above here, so all of this will be illuminated. Hopefully going to get some red lights or some different color lights inside of the actual prison cells as well, which will look really good, and you can kind of just see that this is looking and coming together quite nicely. I'm really happy with it, and I think once I get these sort of sections in, I can then really start to work on the terrain, the back section, and then finish off this big sort of center section of the mock, and then we'll be pretty much done. So yeah, we're coming in close to the finale now. And yeah, when I say I'm coming in close to the finale, I mean it's not too close. We're still pretty far off. We still have to basically do a lot of very sort of framework on the outside, on the inside, and then sort of work on the sort of decorative side on the outside. Obviously this wall's got to go up a bit further. There's not going to be anything above the prison cells apart from the lights, so we're going to have just an easy way to sort of have the lights in here, and then basically just got to build filler on top of that once I've shored up all of this and got this prison cell set into place and got that wall built up on the far side, got the door finished, and then basically I'll be able to just flatten it off here and then have it sort of like a vertical drop here, so it'll basically come up like with this wall, and then there'll be sort of like this opening here, and then it'll come up again like that, if that makes any sense at all. And then we should be able to just branch across from here across to here, and then yeah, basically all I'll have to finish is these two base plates here. We obviously have some terrain details to do. I still probably need to get a lot more different greens and different browns to finish all of this, and probably work out what I want to put in here. There might be something special to go here, I don't really know. Some people have suggested like ATSDs or stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. We'll have to see. I can always raise and lower some of that filler to fit them in. And then there is basically the wall at the back. There will just be basically a wall that goes up and then to the height of this, and then goes across like that. So that'll look pretty good, and I'm really happy with that, and I think that will come together nicely. Obviously there'll be no hallways above that. It will kind of go like this will all just sort of like drop into that, and then there'll be the big wall, and there might be some like different things that shoot out and some different hallways and stuff that you can kind of see, but obviously that will be just sort of like on the face of things. It won't be the actual sort of wall, it won't lead to anything basically. But yeah, looking pretty good. I'm glad we got the sort of this section over here finished. I'm really glad that was all done. Now we just have to work on what's going to go here, build up this wall here. I definitely need to order more of these pieces. That's like the main thing holding me back at the moment, because they're really hard to find in high quantity in the UK, so gonna have to do an order of those. We need at least like 2 more there, 2 more there, and then I think we are good after that. I think so, yeah, probably at least sort of 4 to 5 of those. I'll probably order like as many as I can from one store soon, and then get those in there, and then we can work on what's going to go in this sort of like entranceway here and this little bit of hallway, and then pretty much we're done. We can basically then install this bit of hallway into this base plate here, and then go ahead and work on that one there, and then basically I can go around and then start to work on the actual wall that goes over there. So yeah, so once I start doing one thing at a time, it sort of chips away, and then I can, once I finish this bit, I can work on this bit, and then I can work on this bit, and so on and so on. So if that makes sense, I hope that does. I don't know whether I've just been rambling for too long here, but so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the progress so far. I hope it's all making sense to you guys, but yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. And that just about wraps up this episode of Building Kashyyyk, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode number 21. I definitely am enjoying getting back into the process of building. I've been working on a few other side projects recently, including some different decaling videos, as well as some of the other mock building videos, which have taken my time a little bit away from building Kashyyyk. And I've also had the new castle and all the new sets to work on as well, so haven't had as much time as I would like to build Kashyyyk, but I think we've still got some good progress done this week. I really do think it's getting the groundwork out the way so I can really start to work on more and more stuff throughout the next couple of weeks, so definitely stay tuned for those. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. I definitely think you'd enjoy last Saturday's video, which was a replacement for Kashyyyk, another mock building video. It was actually a sort of timed mock challenge. If you haven't watched that already, it's here if you want to go check that out. And if you've already watched that one, I'm sure there's one on my channel you haven't watched already, so you can click here to check out my full channel and everything that goes on the channel. So thanks for watching, guys. With that being said, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.